telephone, will it ring? Hold on. No lah, I don't think so.
Hello everyone, Namaste. My name is Luke Elijah. Thank you for watching this video. I'm here with Brian Cole, who is the resident consultant and founder of Life by Design at 43 Haji Lane. This is actually Brian's second time in my talk show. We have a prior video and he was one of my first video guests, so do watch that video if you're interested. Alright, thank you very much, Brian, for doing the comeback. The reason I'm bringing Brian back is because he's like literally a walking encyclopedia of knowledge, right? It's a storehouse of knowledge, especially pertaining to crystals, essences, and herbs. So he's the right person to talk to. And I always like to buy my crystals from Brian because he's one of my preferred places to come to because of his knowledge as well as his selection. Because he has a good selection of high quality crystals that you can't get elsewhere and very unique novelty crystals that other places do not sell. Right? So without further ado, right, Brian, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you so interested in crystals?
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Brian. I'm the resident consultant of Life by Design. I started the center 3 years ago, and the modalities that I'm interested in would be in the areas of mediumship, oracle card reading, crystals, working with essences, essential oils, and herbs as well. So I've always enjoyed using gifts from nature, right? Something that we could tap into to work on our healing and to help us, of course, to plan spiritually what might happen in the future.
Right, thank you for that. I've actually attended a lot of Brian's classes, and he's a very good teacher. He's very funny, and he makes otherwise very dry and boring topics into exciting, fun ones, enjoyable ones, right? So, you know, if you're interested to learn more, you can attend any of his classes. Crystals are actually do not just look pretty, right? They actually have a lot of metaphysical uses and properties. Could you perhaps share with us some of the more unique crystal finds that someone can buy in your store?
Okay. Now, I guess if you are interested in crystals, and I think it is first good to know that sometimes we do call them differently. Some we call them precious stones, some we call them crystals, some may not even be a crystal at all. And I think it's interesting to know that at the end of the day, use your intuition to go with whatever stones that you feel resonate with you. Right? And I think that there are different kinds of stones that people come to look for, and I would just say that stones can be used for different purpose. It could be for physical healing, emotional healing, and of course for spiritual healing. So one of the examples of some unique stones that I have would be, an example would be this stone here, which is called an auralite.
It looks very prehistoric and dinosauric.
Yes. Right.
Very ancient.
That's right. And this auralite is actually also known as auralite 23. And the reason why that they have this number 23 is because that they said that this stone itself contains 23 different minerals. Right? And an auralite is a very good stone for people who are into metaphysics because it raises your vibrations, it allows you to have spiritual downloads, but at the same time, it is what we call a stone of transformation. It allows you to know about your own life purpose, it raises your vibration, and it allows you to be more connected with the divine. And auralite can come in different forms, right? So it could come in a form that is small, something like this, that you could bring along with you. Now this is something that is more unique. We call this a red tip auralite.
Which is more rare.
And this itself is a 5-tip auralite. So it actually has 5 points, right? So auralite is very useful. You could use this stone as part of a crystal grid. You could use this as a wand when you're doing healing, and they have very, very lovely energies.
Yeah. No, you can just place it on your dashboard or by your bedside and then you use this.
That's right. That's right.
Could you share with us some more?
Right. I also have here, which is very small, alright, but size doesn't matter really. This is known as a phenakite. Now the phenakite is known to be a stone that has the highest vibration on earth. Right? So a phenakite is not a stone that you can find very easily, but it is actually a lovely stone to place in a psychic grid. that you can use at home or at any place where you meditate, and that itself will raise your spiritual vibrations to help you to connect with the divine. Alright? The only tip about using a phenakite is, first, you need to be grounded, and whenever you find a phenakite, you need to have a grounding stone nearby.
Phenakite is actually really rare, and I've actually never heard of it until you introduced it to me. And you know, they're not exactly the prettiest stone, and they're pretty expensive if you want to get the genuine one, but you know, the vibration is off the charts, right? And you just holding it, my chakras are like buzzing, right? No kidding, no kidding. It's a really powerful stone. Come and experience it for yourself, right? And you'll feel the difference, especially if you're very sensitive to energy.
Right, we also have a stone here called the Larima. Alright, and this is a Larima slab. Now the Larima is actually a stone that they believe is able to connect, alright, with Atlantis. Alright, so if you are into Atlantean healing and you like to connect with the energies from the ocean, you like to connect with energy from Atlantis, this is the stone to use in any of your meditation. Now, the interesting thing about Larima is because it is currently very difficult to find places where you can mine them, and therefore, in terms of its price, it can be comparable to gold. Right? And the other thing about Larima is it works very well if you actually use a Larima with a Moldavite. And if you've never seen a Moldavite, it's actually from Czech Republic. It is known as the stone that fell from heaven. Alright, and if you could work with a Larima with a Moldavite, you will find that it will actually increase
Amplify the energy.
Yes, the energy, right, to help you in your meditations.
What I like about Larima is its beautiful oceanic colors, and it's green, right? I probably can't see it here, but you know, up close, you want to examine it, it's gorgeous. The texture of the Larima. Right. Speaking of texture, why don't we talk about the Seraphinite?
Right.
Another unique stone, very beautiful.
Okay, now this is a Seraphinite, alright, and we call this slab here, we call them angel wings because they actually look very much like the feathery
White
wings
feathers.
of an angel. Now Seraphinites are very good for connecting with angelic presence,
Frequencies,
and
yes.
Seraphinite is also a stone that is good for weight loss. So if you happen to be interested in doing spiritual detox, alright, Seraphinite slab will be good for you, alright, if you use it for your meditations.
Speaking of some stones that are not actually considered crystals, where you could fall like what you said, the meteorites,
Yes.
the tektites, the amber, right? And here is a piece of very beautiful cherry amber, which if you place under a light, right, you can see even all the little inclusions inside there.
That's right.
What is the cherry amber used for?
Correct. Now the cherry amber is a type of amber
Yeah.
that is considered more rare as compared to the normal Baltic ambers that you might find.
Yeah.
Alright, something like this. So most people will associate amber to be yellowish, orange. Alright, so a cherry amber is different. It's reddish in color. It looks very much like, it looks very much like blood. Alright, so some people call it a blood amber as well. Now a cherry amber is very good for healing. It is good to transmute negative energy into positive energy. And the good thing about using an amber is you don't exactly need to cleanse the amber. Alright, and the amber is excellent when you place them on your solar plexus. What it will do is it will cleanse your entire body, it will center you, and it will work on all your chakras. So an amber is something that I recommend you to have if you work in an environment where there's radiation, where there's negativity, and you also happen to be a person who don't exactly clean your crystals very regularly.
Speaking of cleaning your crystals, can you give us some tips on how someone can cleanse and take care and clean their crystals?
Okay, now there are many ways to clean your crystals, but I feel one of the most important thing really is to know the characteristics of your crystals, because there are many people who say I use water, I use sunlight. I just want to highlight the point that if you do not know the characteristics of your crystals, it is important for you therefore to use what we call universal ways that will not damage your crystal. So for example, you could use smudging with sage, you could use a crystal bowl, you could use a tuning fork. Now these are what we call the universal ways.
Yes.
When we talk about the sun, it is a very effective way of cleansing your crystal,
Yes.
but we have to also remember that there are certain stones who will not
Fade.
be able to take
Yes.
the sunlight. For example, the amethyst, it is one stone that will fade, so you will not want to do that. And similarly with water, you do not want to use water with a stone like selenite,
Or
Because-
aquamarine, because it will dissolve in
That's
water.
right, that's right.
And some of it will leach toxins that's poisonous to human beings.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So so if you want to get a sage cluster or tuning fork or crystal bowl, Brian Center offers it and sells it as well. So you sell all these universal methods of clearing and taking care of your crystals. Could you perhaps also share with the audience how should one select a crystal? Because most people will go, okay, let's go for the most beautiful one, but that's not necessarily always true. You must go with what feels that is suitable for you and or connects with the intention you have or purpose, right? So could you perhaps share an advice? How would someone go about picking up a crystal that they should work with?
Okay. Now, I guess it depends on whether you do know why you're buying a crystal for. So for example, where people coming in and they say that they wanted crystals to perhaps work on the psychic intuition, they want to use it for grounding. Now these are very specific uses, and what they have to do is, as long as they know which are the stones that they want, what they can do is they can just pick the one that they like. However, now if a person walks into a crystal shop and they're not very sure what are the stones that they need or that they want to buy, then I would say one of the best ways to do it is allow themselves to be drawn to a particular stone, no matter whether we are talking about its appearance or its size,
Or its
because
type, right?
yes, because what the stones will be able to tell us is perhaps there is a need for the client to use that particular stone. So we call this little method the crystal oracle method, in which when someone walks in, they pick a few stones, we are able to also tell what are some of the issues that they could be going through, or what are some of the problems that they may be facing. So when you choose a crystal, it is important that there is also a saying that it is not you who is choosing the crystal, but it is the crystal who
It's
is
choosing you, right?
So
Exactly.
that it resonates with you. And we do believe that crystals do look for their owners, and that's the reason why treat crystals with respect.
Yeah, for sure. In truth, you are never, even if you buy a crystal, you're only a temporary custodian, you're never the true owner, because that crystal existed before you're born and you exist after you're gone, right? So you're just a temporary owner, and you need to just a caretaker for the time being, and then after that you pass it on to someone else.
That's right.
Yeah, and see, he has such a great selection of crystals in his store, and some are hidden in his stash, which
That's right.
only if he asks, he will show it to you, right? But let me pick two that I bought from him that I particularly like. This one, the Arabic stone or the calligraphy stone, is actually fossil, and it's good for Akashic record readings. And the lapidolite is like a lilac-y lavender mica, right? It's good for dream work. These are stones that I really enjoy. Alright, thank you again, Brian, for sharing with us your wealth of information. If you want to find out more about crystals or buy unique crystals, or even the regular ones like rose quartz, amethyst, citrine, you can find them here as well, and very good quality from as compared to other locations, and very affordably priced as well, right? And actually, Brian offers lots of classes and other modalities and services. Could you perhaps share with us a little bit of some of the upcoming events and classes?
Okay. For the month of March, I'll be focusing more on oracle card reading and mediumship classes. There will be some classes where we'll be doing short workshops like love languages, learning how to use essential oils. So if you are interested, do visit my website, do go to meetup groups to sign up for these classes.
Right, so your website will be www.lifebydesign.
It's www.designyourlifecm.com.
I'll be placing these links below this video, so feel free to click on it and support Brian. Right, he's got a very lovely center. It's filled with curious things, right, from books to metaphysical supplies to aromatherapy based toiletries to CDs and candles. So not just crystals, you can get all kinds of stuff here, very interesting stuff. Alright, all very affordably priced in this cozy center right here at conveniently located as well, right here at 43 Haji Lane. So thank you again, Brian.
Thanks.
We hope to have you in a future video to talk about a different topic.
Thanks.
Alright. Thank you guys for watching this video, and see you again in my next video.